Hey guys, Ivan here, and in this video we got a couple of very interesting bodybuilding updates. The first thing we got for today is another post-Olympia falling apart of two major names in bodybuilding. Keone Pearson stopped working with Patrick Tuor. And this one is very interesting because of the reasons why this could have happened. Now, is this confirmed? I gotta say it is. It's confirmed. I asked Patrick and he said that yes, these guys are no longer working together. How did I figure it out? Well, if you go to Keone's Instagram, you will see that in all of his Mr. Olympia posts, he never mentioned Patrick Tuor. Not in a single post, guys. Before the Mr. Olympia, these guys took a bunch of photos together. Patrick was there with Keone all the time. You could see him in his hotel room, in the gym. Patrick was on top of Keone literally the whole time. But after the Mr. Olympia, even though Keone won, there was no mention of Patrick Tuor. And this one, I think it's pretty lame because even if Keone wasn't super happy with the look, it still was a great look. I mean, he still won the Mr. Olympia, and Patrick is the one who helped him to get there. So even if Keone paid for the coaching, it would still be at least nice to mention Patrick in the post or at least tag him. I mean, I don't know if Keone paid the regular price, but even if he didn't pay, it's still kind of expected from the athlete to at least mention the coach. But again, if he paid everything fully, then I guess it's fine. He is not obligated to mention his coach, but it still would be nice. But I guess the way these guys stopped working together wasn't the nicest way, because if you go to their Instagram accounts, they both stopped following each other. Same thing like with Kyle and Nick. I don't know why these guys are doing this. They can just stop things respectfully and, continue following each other without blocking each other. But who the hell knows how this thing ended? Maybe it wasn't in the nicest way, and I guess that's why Keone never mentioned Patrick. I don't know the whole backstory. If I find out something more, I'll tell you guys about it, but as of right now, I only know what I can see. So yeah, these guys are done. Patrick Tuor is no longer coaching Keone. So the question is, who the hell is coaching Keone for his open debut, the Prague Pro? Could he be doing this by himself? I doubt that. So we got a couple of photos from Keone, current photos right now, right before his open debut, and honestly guys, I gotta say, this is looking really good. And whoever is helping him, and I have an idea who it could be, who it probably is, they're doing a phenomenal job, man. Like right here in these photos, Keone looks big, full, hard, shredded, dry. Whatever mistakes he made at a Mr. Olympia, they were corrected. Look at those freaking hamstrings, man. They were not this shredded before the Mr. Olympia. This is new. This is new. Look at the quads right here, man. Like, he is dry, he is shredded, he is all cut up. This is looking crazy. This is actually really freaking good. So like he said, he is not playing the size game, he's obviously playing the conditioning game, because this is looking peeled, dry. It's looking really freaking good. At this point, I have a feeling that this guy might even win the whole thing, the Prague Pro. And also, things are really lining up well for him, so if he ever had a chance of defeating Samson, then it would be this year, because Samson is obviously not gonna be at his absolute best. And as far as Martin Fitzwater, I think there is a good possibility of Keone actually beating Martin. Samson is the true challenge here, so Keone definitely got a little bit lucky with that. And look at these guys, he is definitely nailing it for this show. The only thing that I'm left wondering is his midsection gonna be controlled? That's definitely an issue. If he controls it well and he poses really good, I think he has a chance. Even though he's a lot smaller than Samson, like 90 pounds smaller, I think he can still win this, because he's going to be the most polished guy on that stage. And I gotta tell you something else, guys. So Jose Raymond, who in my opinion has a really good eye for bodybuilding. This guy, I respect him a lot. He can really see things very clearly. So even after the Mr. Olympia, he still thinks that Keone Pearson has the best physique in the world.
but I'm sticking to it. I think Keone is the best body in the world right now.
You think he's going to deliver it?
I think so. I think the troubles of his past, of, having emotional breakdowns, and he's locked in. He's a professional. He's getting better. His posing routine was unbelievable.
Yeah.
The way he moves, the way he perfects each pose. I don't think he has a bad pose other than the ab and thigh, and that's just because of what's going on. I really believe he's the best bodybuilder in the world.
Obviously, this doesn't have to mean anything, but to me personally, it does. If Jose is saying this means a lot, to me at least. Now, let's go back to Patrick Tuor and Keone Pearson situation. Again, these guys are done. It has been confirmed to me by Patrick, and you can see they don't follow each other anymore. The situation is very clear. These guys are done. So who the hell is coaching Keone now? Well, here's a caption of his most recent post. He says, "Open debut, soaking it all in. Let's finish strong, my rock." And he tags his girlfriend. And you might be thinking he's just tagging his girlfriend because she's his support, but no, guys. I mean, yeah, sure, she is his support and all that, but she is also a pro bodybuilder. She's a professional, and also she is a coach. She's doing online coaching, and so the campaign begins. When I saw this video right here and her face in the background, I thought it was pretty clear, and apparently Keone Pearson seems to be pulling a Samson Dauda. It seems like we have the same situation we had with Samson and Milos Sarcev. So Milos was prepping Samson for a couple of years, and Samson's wife was on everything. She was following exactly what Milos was telling Samson to do. She was involved with the decisions and everything because Samson's wife was also a coach. She's no longer coaching anybody. She doesn't really promote herself as a coach, but I'm sure that's just a plan for the future. At some point, she's going to start prepping other people. And I think we have the same situation right here because Keone's girlfriend, not a wife yet, I think, is a bodybuilding coach. And from what I'm hearing, she was also very much involved with all the decisions that Patrick was making. She was following exactly what Patrick was doing with Keone all these years since they started working together when Keone was basically nowhere really on the map. She was just a new classic physique guy, a natural classic physique guy. He wasn't really doing that well in the 212, and a couple of years later he was winning the Mr. Olympia titles with Patrick, and Keone's girlfriend was with him the whole time. She was soaking everything in, and I'm guessing at this point she figured, I know what we're doing. They're probably doing similar thing every year. And also this year, the Mr. Olympia, Keone didn't really bring his absolute best. I think that's pretty safe to say. He definitely could have been drier from the back especially, but he was like 10 pounds heavier. So basically they had a new body, and of course mistakes happen to every coach, and you have a coach because of that to learn on their mistakes and to fix for your next show. But in this case, he wasn't even that much off. I mean, he still won the Mr. Olympia, but he wasn't exactly 100% this year. What he should have done, in my opinion, is let Patrick fix this for the Prague Pro to see if Patrick can actually, fix the mistakes he made. Because again, this is a new body, 10 pounds heavier. Mistakes again happen. And if you have a good coach, he will learn on the mistakes and fix things. But again, it wasn't a big mistake. But who the hell knows what Keone's girlfriend was gonna do instead? She probably had some different ideas. In the end, it turned out that Patrick's decisions were wrong. And maybe she was like, if I made my decisions, you would look better. And Keone decided to give her a try. Now, as far as that midsection issue, I remember asking Patrick after the Mr. Olympia, did he overfeed him? Did he overfeed Keone? And he was like, no. No, he actually didn't eat much at all. So the problem was not that he overfed him, it was just a posing thing based on Patrick. That's what Patrick told me right after the Mr. Olympia. So yeah, guys, Patrick Tuor and Keone Pearson are done. Honestly, if you ask me, it's a shame. I know Patrick is a great coach. He brought Keone to this level, but at this point, I guess he made one tiny mistake, if you can call it that. He didn't pick Keone maximally for that Mr. Olympia. Even though he won, it seems like he wasn't happy with the outcome. And I'm also guessing, I'm not sure about all this, but from what I'm hearing also, like what happened at the Mr. Olympia backstage and all that, Keone's wife is very much on top of everything. So yeah, I'm guessing she just decided to take things over. I think that's pretty clear, but let's see how these guys are gonna do at the Prague Pro. Maybe this is actually a good decision. Who knows? It seems like Keone is bringing something very, very good. So yeah, I'm not taking anything away from her if she's actually coaching him right now. But as far as firing Patrick for not nailing one peak 100%, I don't think that's really a reason. I don't see why these guys stopped following each other. What exactly happened? If I learn any more information, any more details on this topic, I'll let you guys know. Until then, stay tuned, subscribe to this channel. Alright, the next thing we got is about Nick Walker. So as you can see, he posted this absolutely insane physique update right here. This guy maybe will never win the Mr. Olympia, but those arms, man, this is just looking ridiculous. This is insane. I don't think anybody ever had arms like this, and I don't know if anybody ever will, because this is insanity right here. Anyways, he did not tag a new coach, and yes, that's the topic of this video, but people are saying, people are talking, I'm hearing things, and it seems like Nick's new coach might actually be Chris Tuttle. Now, this has not been confirmed. I actually asked Nick in the comment and I tagged Chris Tuttle, but they just ignored me. They didn't answer, so I don't know if that's the case, but there are some things that might indicate that this is actually the case. So, in a comment right there, you can see a comment from Jordan Hutchinson, and Jordan Hutchinson is one of Chris's clients, probably his most successful client. The other possible giveaway that might mean that he's working with Chris Tuttle is that he recently posted a story in which he was drinking that kombucha tea that Chris gives a lot of his clients, that James Hollingshead was also posting when he started working with Chris Tuttle, and Nick was actually tagging Chris. I didn't think much of it at that point. I thought Kyle was still coaching Nick, but no, Kyle is no longer working with Nick, and it could be Chris that is Nick's coach. Now, to be honest, I don't know much about Chris Tuttle and his coaching career. I know he's very knowledgeable, and as far as his current roster, I know he's coaching Jordan Hutchinson again, and he's been doing a phenomenal job with Jordan. He nailed his peak multiple times this year, so I don't think Chris Tuttle would be a bad idea, but again, I don't know if this is really the case. It's just a guess based on a couple of things, but really, I don't know. I don't know who is working with Nick Walker right now, if he even has a coach, but knowing Nick, I don't think he's coachless. I'm pretty sure he has somebody helping him right now in the rebound, with the recovery and everything, and Chris Tuttle seems like a reasonable choice, and it does kind of make sense, but again, guys, I don't know. And really, I made this video more to ask you guys, who do you think is going to be Nick's next coach? Do you have any ideas? Who would you like to see Coach Nick? Who would you like to be Nick's next coach? Do you have any good ideas, any interesting ideas? Tell me down below in the comment section, and if you learned something, if you know something, maybe DM me on Instagram or tell us down below in the comments. Let's hear. I'm sure Nick is coached by somebody, and sooner or later we'll find out. He'll post it or somebody else will spill the beans, but it's only a matter of time. Maybe we don't know today exactly, maybe we do, maybe it actually is Chris Tuttle, but yeah, whatever you guys think, tell me down below in the comment section. Alright, the next thing we got is one very, very interesting physique update from Martin Fitzwater. Basically an hour ago he posted this, and honestly, it seems like he is coming better than he was at the Mr. Olympia. At a Mr. Olympia, at least based on what Tyler Mannion thinks, he was flat. He was smaller. So right here, it seems like he might be looking a little bit fuller and harder. So yeah, I think we're gonna see an improved version of Martin at the Prague Pro. But in order to beat, to beat Samson, Samson needs to be worse than he was at the Mr. Olympia, because obviously Samson beat Martin at the Mr. Olympia the way he was. Is that gonna happen? I don't think so. I doubt that. Maybe if Samson tries to overcarb and he spills over, but really, I don't think that's gonna be the case. Samson just needs to be big. And if he is big and full, he's going to beat Martin. But as far as Martin versus Keone, that's gonna be an interesting one. So Martin has really good aesthetics, you gotta say that. Like, he's very aesthetic as well. But for an open bodybuilder, Keone has better aesthetics, minus the midsection. If Keone pulls a vacuum, he is more aesthetic than Martin. And also, when Keone is shredded, he has better details, better conditioning than Martin. What Martin has on Keone is extra, maybe, how many? 20 pounds, if that much. So, yeah, Martin is a bit bigger, but really, he doesn't have the lines, the proportions, the symmetry that Keone does have. So honestly, I would definitely go with Keone instead of Martin. Even though Martin right here looks very, very impressive, I am pretty sure Keone is beating him this year. I think so. I am pretty sure about that. Now, on Full Arabiat's podcast, I don't think anybody had Keone beating either Samson or Martin, but that's probably because both Martin and Samson are sponsored by the Hostiles. So, yeah, I guess that's the reason. Really, I'm pretty sure Keone is beating Martin, but we'll see. I do think those guys just didn't want to disrespect Martin because Keone is from a smaller division, but I mean, really, that's Keone Pearson we're talking about. As long as he controls the midsection, comes in a little bit tighter, which I know he's going to do because he's already much tighter, yeah, I think it's going to be enough. I think Keone is beating Martin, and I think it's going to be a good battle between Keone and Samson. But personally, I think Martin is going to fall down to that third. That's the way I see it. Again, these updates are looking phenomenal, but he's going against literally the best physiques in the world. Two of the best physiques in the world, Samson and Keone. I think it depends on what kind of packages those guys bring, whether they're dry enough, full enough, big enough, and all that. But yeah, I don't think Martin is really on that level. But as far as Keone, we don't know. We don't know what he looks like next to the open, guys, and also we are not sure what kind of conditioning, what kind of a peak will he bring, because now he's without his coach for many years. He's trying out something, maybe not something new necessarily, maybe the same protocol they have done for years, but he doesn't have Patrick to follow it through, and he's by himself, or he has the help of his wife or girlfriend. Is that gonna be enough? How will these guys do? We'll see, but honestly, this is looking promising. He's not coming big and full, but he's coming shredded. He's playing his own game, and as long as he controls that midsection, I think he's gonna be very difficult to beat by anybody, including Samson. Now, as far as Samson, we don't have any physique updates from today, but he actually did post one on his story. I saw it and I was like, great, I'm gonna make a video from this later, but he deleted the story. And in that story, he looked pretty flat and watery, to be honest, guys. So, I mean, I can't show it to you, unfortunately. If I had that photo, I would make a thumbnail of it, but I don't have it, so you have to trust me on this. But we'll see, maybe it's just a bad photo. He'll look better on that stage, and what he says is interesting. Take a listen.
Pretty much, at this point, I think it's pretty much clear that I'm a genuine 300-pound bodybuilder on stage. There is no, 290, 280, no. If I'm under 300 pounds on stage, I don't look good. It's very clear. I think this is the past 2 weeks have been a clear example of that. So being that said, this is what we know that our target should always be. You know, it's our minimum basic target every time I'm going on stage. Don't fall below 300 pounds. It doesn't look good on you. You don't benefit you at all. So we always got to make sure that, okay, that is the limit of cap of how low we can bring my look.
Okay, so he plans on being 300 pounds on that stage. Is that a good thing or a bad thing since he was 280 on the Mr. Olympia stage? What could have he done in those couple of weeks in between? Like, if he actually lost muscle, then I don't think he's going to regain 20 pounds of muscle in a couple of weeks. He might actually show up watery, you know? So I don't know if that's a good thing, but a fuller and bigger Samson is definitely more dangerous. But in this situation, I don't know, man. Maybe like a 290 Samson would be probably a better option. I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll find out. That's definitely exciting to see what can he change, what can he bring. Oh, and yeah, I was told by multiple people that these photos were actually not from last year or from like mid-prep. These were actually like right before the Mr. Olympia in that week when he was in Vegas. Multiple people actually saw him take these photos, so yeah, this could be Samson at the Prague Pro, but here he was 280. So I don't know if he can actually replicate this dryness, these details, if he's on stage at 300 pounds. So who the hell knows what's gonna happen, what he's gonna look like. It's definitely gonna be interesting to see. But yeah, he's gonna be big. Whether he's gonna be lean enough to win this show against Keone and Martin, that's a question. But I'm curious to hear, what do you guys think? What Samson is gonna bring? Who do you think is Nick's new coach? What do you think about Martin? And also, what do you think about Keone Pearson parting ways with his longtime coach, Patrick Tuor? And if you guys happen to need a coach, somebody to help you for your show or whatever your goal happens to be, just DM me on Instagram at Even Bodybuilding Coaching. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Subscribe for more content like this about bodybuilding. Thank you guys so much once again. See you soon. All the best and bye-bye.